What's going on, guys? Zuko back with another Dragonflight video. I hope you're all doing very well. Grab your coffees. Mine's piping hot today. We're going to talk about Ret Paladin. We're going to do a leveling build for Ret Paladin heading into Dragonflight. What talents do you need to take? What do you need to be worried about for Ret Paladin? What's a good starter build to kind of get you going from level 60 to level 70. So remember, that's kind of what we're dealing with. And I will show you the item level of my guy right now is about 261. I do have a couple interesting trinkets, whatever. My weapon's only 246. So I will be going into Dragonflight with like a high eye level compared to if you just walked into Dragonflight with like a normal character. But that's why the numbers don't really matter today. What I want us to focus on is how does it feel to play? Does this setup that I'm going to give you feel good to play? And if it does, then that's really a success because the numbers will come as you get better at playing the spec. So it's about, does this build function correctly? Does it feel like I've got enough buttons to press? Does it feel smooth? Am I generating enough resources? Stuff like that. So pay attention to that stuff, okay? Let me look at the class side first. Then I'll look at the spec side, of course, and then I'll do some demonstration for you on Ret Paladin. And honestly, as a TLDR right off the start, Ret Paladin feels really good. The only sort of knock to it is that their mobility is still lower than it was in Shadowlands, which is very unfortunate. We lost things like a conduit that buffed Blessing of Freedom. That actually went over to Holy Paladin. They have that now, but we lost it. So there used to be a conduit where when you put Blessing of Freedom on somebody, it gave them a movement speed boost. We don't have that anymore. So, and we're losing duration on Divine Steed, even if we take Seasoned Warhorse. So a little bit sad there. But otherwise, Ret Paladin is feeling quite strong, in my opinion. Even defensive-wise, they're pretty good. You've got Blessing of Protection for you. So if you've got Bubble, you've still got Shield of Vengeance. You have lots of healing, lots of self-healing with things like Healing Hands, or you could take Selfless Healer. Like, there's a lot going on there. Even if we didn't gain any defensives per se, it's still quite good. So, let me show you the class side of the tree here. What's important to know? Well, you want to pick up, obviously, Divine Steed, get Cavalier. You get Cavalier now, and you get a bunch of other things, too, which is really good, and you can get the duration here. Come over here and get your kick with Rebuke. There's some healing over here with Judgment of the Light. When you're leveling up, this might actually be a nice little... It's going to give you some extra healing, which is nice. And we are taking Divine Toll. So if you get into an AoE pack and then you press Divine Toll, you will get Judgment of the Lights on all enemies that you hit Divine Toll with. So that's really, really cool as well. So lots of extra healing. If you're doing dungeons, let's say you're doing normal and heroic dungeons, it's a lot of extra healing for that stuff as well because you can heal the whole group no matter who they're hitting. You know, if you have Judgment on them, you'll be getting healing. So that's good. Sack is here for other people during dungeons once again. Let's get down to the bottom section here. So really you're looking at Seal of Reprisal, damaging holy spending abilities, deal 10% increased damage. Some consecration damage here, so 10% more conch damage. That's actually very relevant. If you look at how much damage consecration is doing, it's pretty insane. This is maybe the biggest change for Retribution Paladin heading into Dragonflight is that Consecration has been given sort of a facelift in terms of its damage. And you're going to want to have Consecration down to be doing lots of damage. It did about 20% of my damage there. So that's important. This node is not really important. This doesn't really perform very well in Incandescence or Touch of Light, so you could actually just take something else if you wanted to. Improve Sack or improve Blessing of Protection or After Image, but you can try this if you want. Incandescence would be the one you'd want to try and see if you can get some damage out of it. It might do a little bit of damage, but really it doesn't perform that well. Here's the main stuff you want to get. Divine Purpose, really important. To be getting free procs on your spenders. Very, very important for Ret Paladin because your spenders cost 3 holy powers. So if you get a free proc on this, you're saving so much in terms of how much it costs just to send one ability out. And then you're going to want to take the bottom of this tree. Mastery, Haste, and then Sanctified Wrath is your capstone. This is really important because it makes Avenging Wrath last for 25 seconds instead of 20, and it makes you explode whenever you use Holy Power while Wings is up. I'll get to that in a minute. So that's important. Get this square at the bottom. Very important. Once you hit level 70, you're probably going to want to come over here and get Seal of the Crusader and Zealot's Paragon. That's really important because it makes Hammer of Wrath and Judgment deal more damage, and extend your wings. So Zealot's Paragon is a very important point to get there. Extending wings is really huge. And then you'll have a couple extra points left over, 2 extra points left over. You can put 1 more in Seal of Alacrity, and then you'll have 1 extra point to put wherever you want. So this is kind of how you want your class tree to look. Let's go to the spec tree. And it's a very basic build here. If you played Rep Paladin in Season 4 of Shadowlands, this will look very similar. Couple of highlights here. You've got an Empyrean Power, so Crusader Strike has a chance to make Divine Storm free. Very good. Anytime you can make your spenders free, it's very important. Why? Because getting a spender costs 3 holy power. Templar's Verdict and Divine Storm cost 3 holy power, right? Judgment only gets you 1 holy power. Crusader Strike only gets you 1 holy power. Blade of Justice gets you 2 holy power. So, at a bare minimum, it's going to cost you 2 GCDs just before you can even use one of your spenders. That's a lot of time. So if you can just proc a spender for free, it saves you at least 2 GCDs. More likely, it saves you 3 GCDs. That's really powerful. That's why getting free spenders on Rep Paladin is even more significant than some other specs getting a proc on their free spenders, because it takes so long for Rep Paladin to get their spenders going without a lot of haste. Okay, so Empyrean Power is good. I would take Shield of Vengeance over Divine Protection. I think it's kind of cool that they put Divine Protection in here, but it's a nerfed version of Divine Protection. It used to be, it's a 1 minute cooldown for like Holy Paladin. It's a 1.4 minute cooldown for us. So Shield of Vengeance will actually do damage. So just take Shield of Vengeance and be done with it. This is really interesting. Sanctify. This is why Consecration is doing so much damage. Enemies hit by Divine Storm take 100% more damage from Consecration for 8 seconds. So that's very huge. And then you're also going to take Sanctification. This is also why you want Consecration on the ground. Your Consecration periodic damage has a chance to grant you 1 holy power, and the chance increases with up to 4 targets. So if you have 4 targets in your Consecration, you have a very high chance to be getting 1 holy power every time Consecration does damage, which is basically once every second or so. So again, lots of emphasis on Consecration. The last talent that buffs Consecration is this. Your Art of War procs, which of course is... is it not going to show it here? Is it over here? No, it's not. Where? I guess it's just in the tree. There it is. Your auto attacks have a 12% chance to reset the cooldown of Blade of Justice. Okay, so that's Art of War. So your Art of War procs, when you get that proc on Blade of Justice, if you cast Blade of Justice, it gives you Consecration for free. So again, you're saving 1 GCD. You don't have to press Consecration all the time. You're just going to get it for free from your Blade of Justices that are that have triggered from Art of War. So that's really important. Okay. Now, get down to the middle section of the tree. This is maybe the most significant section of the tree. So we have Wake of Ashes, and then you have the tier set bonus from Shadowlands, which Art of War, which is this thing up here, has a 35% chance to reset the cooldown on Wake of Ashes instead of Blade of Justice. Now that's massive because Wake of Ashes does a ton of damage, 11,000 radiant damage, and it generates 3 holy power instead of 2. So a very significant bonus there. Absolutely huge. Do we still have Zeal? Do I have it talented? Oh, I didn't. Oh, I'm an idiot. Oh my god, I'm an idiot. I need it over here. Zeal is something else you want to take. Let me just show you this in a second. So the Wake of Ashes is really big. You want that. And then you want the Ashes to Dust. This is the tier set bonus. As I said, you want to be cooling down Wake of Ashes. There is actually a build where you can take Radiant Decree. So Radiant Decree replaces Wake of Ashes and turns it into a spender instead of a generator. But for now, for today, don't worry about Radiant Decree. Just worry about taking Wake of Ashes and get the reset on Wake of Ashes. That's all you want to know about. There is an interesting build that I'm going to talk about later with Radiant Decree, but not today. Okay, Judgment damage over here, really important because we're going to take Divine Toll, which throws out up to like 5 judgments, okay? And those will all do more damage with High Lord's Judgment. Zeal's really important. Judgment empowers you with Holy Zeal, causing your next 2 auto attacks to occur 30% faster. Why, like, if our auto attacks are occurring faster, why does that matter? Because Art of War is our auto attacks, having the chance to reset the cooldown of Blade of Justice. So Zeal and Art of War work together hand in hand. Crusade we want to take, and we can combine Crusade with Sanctified Wrath, which we never used to be able to do before. They used to share a talent row, right? So now we're getting the 25-second wings, and we're exploding every time we use Holy Power, and we're getting haste from Crusade. So I think this is the way to go for Ret Paladin, and I'm going to show you in the dummies in a second how quick it gets going. Finally, we have Tempest of the Lightbringer, which is really important. This does so much damage. Look at this is it right here. Tempest of the Lightbringer, Divine Storm, almost did 10% of my freaking damage. So this talent is insane. You got to take this. And then this is the second part of the tier set bonus from Shadowlands, Ashes to Ashes. Once again, you have a chance to be giving yourself Seraphim. Let's see what our Seraphim uptime was. So we had 20% uptime on Seraphim just because of that node right here. So that's actually very, very good. Now, I'll probably even have it higher on this test because I didn't have Zeal for my last test because I'm an idiot. I don't know why. Anyway, that's really good. I'm taking Empyrean Legacy, which is the Necro Lord Vanquisher's Hammer proc. If you guys played in Shadowlands. Judgment empowers your next Templar's Verdict to automatically trigger a Divine Storm. So that occurs once every 30 seconds. I think that's a very, very good proc. And then finally, we have Divine Toll and Divine Resonance. So really, really good. Divine Toll is a massive cooldown that will really help you when you're leveling up in AoE damage or in dungeons in particular. The AoE damage that it brings is really, really significant. So let's see how this all looks on the dummies. I'll try and go slow right off the start here to give you guys an understanding of what you need to do for your rotation. And then I'm going to do a very, very quick normal kind of speed. So you're going to, as you're running into the enemy, you want to press Crusade. Well, actually, you want to press Judgment first, and then I would say Blade of Wrath. Okay. Actually, no. Sorry. We're going to cancel that. We do it. We're getting, I changed my build now. So you're going to run in with Judgment and with Wake of Ashes. Then you're going to pop Crusade. Okay. Then you're going to use your Spender. So you're going to use Divine Storm because you're in an AoE situation here. Then you want to get Consecration down. And then it would be Divine Toll into Divine Storm. And then your regular rotation after that. So you don't pop Crusade right away. You want to press Judgment when you're running in. And then you want to press Wake of Ashes just as you're getting there into your Crusade. Okay, so here's how it looks. Judgment, Wake of Ashes plus Crusade, Divine Storm, Divine Storm, Divine Toll into Divine Storm, Consecration. Okay, then we go regular rotation. So Blade of Wrath, I'm going to press Hammer of Wrath. I'm going to go Divine Storm. I'm going to go Blade of Justice, Divine Storm, Hammer of Wrath again, Divine Storm. Get my Consecration back down, Judgment. Okay, Divine Storm, Blade of Wrath, Hammer of Wrath, Divine Storm. It's very fast because of Crusade. Now we're out of our Crusade buff. So Divine Storm. I got a free proc on Divine Storm right here. I'm going to press it again. Okay, very good. Another Divine Storm. Anytime you get your Holy Power Spenders up, press Divine Storm. Make sure Consecration is on the ground. Okay? Regular rotation. We're generating Holy Power. Okay? We have our Empyrean Legacy. I forgot about that. It's not showing on my... Should light up. Now, Wake of Ashes is back. Let's do our Divine Storm first. I don't want to overcap Holy Power. So then we... There we go. Now we press that. Don't ever overcap your Holy Power. It feels so bad on Ret Paladin if you overcap, okay? Now, Crusader Strike, Crusader Strike. There's a free Divine Storm. We're going to press it again. And we got another proc from Divine Purpose. So we're going to press it 3 procs in a row right there. See how powerful that is? Another proc, okay? My Divine Toll's back. Let's use a Spender first before we press it. Divine Storm, then Divine Toll. See, it filled our Holy Power. Do you see that? We don't want to overcap Holy Power. So be careful when you're using Divine Toll in particular. It'll overcap your Holy Power, okay? And that's our regular rotation. We're waiting for resets on Blade of Justice or on Wake of Ashes. That's what you're looking for, okay? Make sure Consecration's down. Wake of Ashes is back. I have too much Holy Power. I'm going to spend it, and I'm going to spend it again. Then I'm going to press Wake of Ashes. There we go. We don't want to overcap Holy Power, okay? And that's kind of how it looks. Now, I'm going to run out here, and I'm going to give you a full-blown, speedy version of it. I'm going to show you what it looks like. Here's the damage breakdown, though. Look at Divine Storm and Consecration. Those are going to be your two. But Consecration does so much damage now, more than it ever did before. So, very good. Judgment doing lots of damage because we're pressing Divine Toll, and we have High Lord's Judgment. Very, very good. There's our Sanctified Wrath. That's us exploding for extra damage, extra holy power damage, it was really bad because I was doing it slow. So I'm going to show you now how it looks when it's really fast, okay? I'm going to show you like a regular rotation for Ret Paladin. It gets so speedy because of Crusade, which increases your haste every time you use a holy power spender. So here we go. I've got all my cooldowns up. Here's what it's going to look like. Oh, my voice just cracked there. All my cooldowns are up, and I'm going to show you exactly what it looks like. So again, Judgment plus Wake of Ashes into a Crusade, and then we go, 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 go. Okay? Here we go. Here we go. This is how speedy it's going to be. Boom. Boom. Consecration. Here we go. It gets really fast. We're doing 41k right now. So that, oh, that was a mistake. So many procs, so many free procs on Divine Storm. And you do have to be careful where you're aiming Divine Storm. You want it to hit all targets in front of you for that extra damage. So now everything's slowed down a little bit. That's okay. I would pop Shield of Vengeance, but it doesn't matter. Oh, we're lagging right now. Love that. So our damage is going to go down a little bit. Wake of Ashes. Got a free proc. Got a free proc. Shield of Vengeance is good, but it's not going to do any extra damage for me right here on this test because I'm not getting hit by anybody. Okay, Divine Toll's coming back. Let's get rid of all of our holy power before we press Divine Toll. I have 3. I'm going to spend it. There's Divine Toll. There we go. Always get rid of your holy power before you press it. Okay? And it's just pretty simple, guys. If you're in AoE, you're pressing Divine Toll, or Divine Storm, sorry. If you're in single target, you're pressing Templar's Verdict. That's all it would be. That's the only difference that you would have in this rotation here. And you can see the damage is actually very, very good. This is only like basically 4 to 5 target cleave a little bit here. Okay? So that's how that works. You see, you get a whole bunch of free procs. You're basically banking on getting things like Empyrean Power to give you a free proc, Divine Purpose to give you a free proc, and then you're waiting for your free procs on Wake of Ashes from Art of War. The Art of War procs are getting buffed by Zeal because it makes your auto attacks faster. Okay, and you can see lots and lots of damage. Consecration doing 22%, Divine Storm doing 36%, and then the extra Divine Storm from Tempest of the Lightbringer is doing, again, almost 10% of our damage, guys. So Sanctify Wrath is much higher this time because I was using Holy Power in my Wings window. You have to use as much Holy Power as you can during Avenging Wrath. That's what you want to try and do. Okay? So there's Incandescence. It's actually not bad here. 3.1%. This is this talent over here that I said used to be useless. It used to actually do like no damage at all. So they've definitely buffed it a little bit. And that feels really, really good that I'm getting a little bit more damage from that. So there you go, guys. That is the build. That's the breakdown there. This is what it kind of looks like on the talent tree. Your spec side. Remember to get consecration damage here. Remember to get everything in the middle. Once you hit level 70, you're going to come down and get Mad. This used to be called Mad Paragon. It's now called Zealot's Paragon. You want to get this for sure. On the spec side, once you get to level 70, you can come over here and get Final Reckoning. Come through Virtuous Command and get Final Reckoning. So that's 1, 2, 3 points. And then I would say you should get Templar's Vindication into Final Verdict. I think Final Verdict is just incredibly strong. It's really going to help you to get those free uses of Hammer of Wrath, which Hammer of Wrath is now going to be extending the duration of our wings. So anytime Final Verdict gives you a Hammer of Wrath proc, you can extend wings, which is really, really good because when we're in wings, we're getting haste, we're exploding for holy power. These extra talents over here and this talent over here, Zealot's Paragon, they will help you support your big Avenging Wrath wings window. It's all about that. So, but Final Reckoning will also help you do a ton of extra damage. While you pop this and then you use a bunch of holy power spenders, it's going to do crazy, crazy amounts of damage, especially with like Divine Toll, instantly giving you 5 holy power. Okay? This is how the build works. This is the leveling build for Ret Paladin. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. How many of you guys are going to be starting with Ret Paladin? I would love to know how many of you guys are excited about Ret Paladin and you're going to be starting with Ret Paladin in Dragonflight. Please let me know in those comments down below. Thank you so much again for watching. I love you all. I will see you in the next one.